Hello everyone, welcome to this exciting video. I know some of you have been waiting for a long time and I'm really excited to share my story today finally. I want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed and joined our family. It's been a wonderful last 2 months now and we've been learning a lot about Ketu, and I promise there will be a day when I'll share my story. So, welcome. My name is Jaspir, and I help you awaken, heal, and rise to your highest potential. I help you understand who you are behind the layers of attachments and this Maya that we're stuck in. Before I could walk down this path, I had to lose everything. And I had to lose everything that I owned, everything that I thought I was. Only then I'm able to guide and help others. So, how did it all start? How did I end up over here? Who am I? First, I'll do a little bit of my bio and where I'm born and about my life up to now. And then I'll get into Ketu and how it reshaped my life. So, I was born in India and I came to Canada when I was very small, like around the age of 8 and so. So, my early childhood was in India, but after that I came to Canada and I did my elementary school, high school, my university here in Canada. And while studying, I started up a business that I'll talk about and how that really shaped my Ketu. And I came from northern India and we live near the mountains. It's a beautiful area, very quiet, very peaceful. My birth is not in Punjab. It's just outside of Punjab. And I do go back time to time, but most of my life has been in North America. And I'm sharing this story. I've never shared it before publicly. I'm sharing it because I know some of you are struggling in Ketu, in your spiritual awakening. And I'm sharing this so you find some light, some hope. And I'm not doing this for the likes. I'm not doing this for the sympathy. I'm hoping that this beautiful soul who's watching behind the camera gets some hope, gets some connection that there's light at the end of dark days. I know Ketu period is not beautiful, it's not light, it's very heavy. But I want to tell you that it's a beautiful time period. And that's the whole reason why I'm making video, because most of the content online on YouTube puts a very negative light on Ketu, when it's actually total opposite. People didn't really understand what Ketu is up till now. And so many people reach out to me and be like, how can you be so positive about Ketu? What is it that you see in Ketu that's so different? And I always tell them, it's the most magical time period of your life. You don't even know what Ketu is here to give you, how it's here to liberate you, how it's here to burn your old karma from many generations off. And I always say, when Ketu Mahadasha comes, get a cake from a bakery, get a cake from a local sweet shop. Cut the cake. You're getting a new rebirth. A new you is going to be born who's watching behind this camera. Finally, someone who's going to be able to speak the truth. Someone who finally sets boundaries to their family members, and something that you always wanted to do, but you never had the chance to. You were being used by family before. Now it's that time when you, behind this camera, are finally gonna start living for yourself. So I did my education here, and while studying at a very early age, around 16 or so, I got into construction business. Construction here means we bought land, developed, and purchased properties for investments and so forth. So this was something that I guess my destiny was meant to do. I didn't come from a lineage of builders or contractors. My father, grandfather were not in any way involved in construction. My grandfather was a farmer in India, and we had no knowledge, but at 16 I learned, and you always learn by experience. The real experience, I always say, is not in the books, it's always in the streets. You gotta struggle, you gotta hit the road bump, up and downs of life, and you become stronger. And the real challenges of life shaped me to who I am today. And so that journey started when I was 16. I would be studying in high school, and here I'm trying to get blueprints for homes made, talking with engineers and architects and building. And by the time I went to University of Toronto, work was getting quite busy, and we were making the right investments, and there was good income flow. And I didn't get a chance to pursue masters or anything, so I completely switched to full-time to my career. And that was my Mercury period. So in Mercury, business was good. Business was damn good. We bought a lot, invested a lot. So let's say the zero started growing in terms of wealth. And I thought I was on cloud nine, life is good, everything is amazing. And I had no idea what astrology or healing or anything meant. And we came from a Sikh Punjabi family, and in northern India, a lot of the Punjabis, they don't believe in astrology, or it's shunned upon. It's not practiced quite a bit. So I had no idea what was going to happen in my life, what was the storm that was coming. The business empire grew. It grew so big, so fast, and all the burden was on my shoulder. I was the eldest in the family, eldest out of all my cousins. I was the one that was there for everybody, from small issues to the bigger issues. Everybody would call me from the smallest problems or some bigger stuff that had to be happen. And it was my issue, but I was always available for everybody there. And I wanted to make sure my aunts or my uncles, they were okay, they were good. If they needed help, I was always there for them. And everybody expected me to be there always, and I never said no. So life was going good, and when the Mercury Saturn period came around, when the Dasha Sandhi started, at this point I still had no idea what Ketu was, what's happening in my life and stuff, but the wind changed, my life changed a little bit. I started noticing differences everywhere. The pressure built up from work, from family, and social wasn't bad. Socially, my life, I was not around hundreds of friends. I only had a very limited number of friends, and they stuck through with me through the storm. So when Ketu wanted to change me, see, what they say is, when the universe wants you to become stronger, right? It makes you fight a battle. You have to cross that battle to become stronger. And for me, to set my boundaries, to become stronger, my battles were with family. I started noticing things changing around my own siblings, my own immediate family, and their behavior changed. And I started feeling so bad and guilty that, why am I being treated differently when I didn't do anything wrong? Why am I being an outcast all of a sudden when I have no bad intentions stuff? I had no idea that the divine is preparing me for something more beautiful, and it's taking these people away for a purpose. So when your people change, when God wants you to grow, He's not going to change your neighbor 3 doors down. He's going to change your immediate environment. And the way he does it, he changes the energies, their personalities around you, so you can grow from there, right? Like there's a saying, when God wants to teach the birds how to fly from their nest, he doesn't come and shake the nest. He shakes a branch of that tree. So my environment changed. The people around me changed. I started noticing patterns in the behaviors towards me. I became an outcast in my own home because I had outgrown that home. It was time for me to move out. So Ketu impacted my family, but for the better. I had to be pulled away so I can start setting boundaries finally. I got to see the true colors, what the true intentions are. Ketu put a light on the dark side for me, how were they using me and what their intentions were with me. From the immediate family to my uncles and aunts and stuff, who are there for me and who was really using me. And that's the beauty of it. So when the time comes, your karma is finished with those people, smile and let them go. Don't say anything bad. Just remember, you didn't do anything bad. You don't look for their validation. Don't look for their approval. You just get up, be strong, and focus on yourself. You set those healthy boundaries. If they're saying, hey, all of a sudden this person got up and left and changed, smile. Be like, I didn't change. Now I'm looking after me. So Ketu impacted the family. But the biggest one that I want to teach you guys where my karma was burned off. Yes, family, but through business. For some, burning of karma is in many forms. For me, it was financial through money. For some, it's through a divorce. You're karmically finishing a cycle or a contract with somebody. You have to burn off that karma with that person. So you will get a divorce. You could be the first one in the lineage of your family, from your great-great-grandfathers, grandmothers, up till now. You could be the first one in the family who's going to be divorced. And you're thinking so taboo and you want to end your life. Don't be so negative. Hold your head high. Be proud. Now, let me tell you how my karma was burned off. So in Mercury, business was going good. Amazing. I have Rahu in 10th. There's a saying in Hindi that I want to say is, when you have Rahu placement in 10th, it says, Rahu das mein, dunya bas mein. So that's one of the strongest placements for Rahu. And it happens to be in its own sign. So you can conquer the world. If this was my Rahu Dasha going on in 10th, I wouldn't be making videos. I'll be out there hustling, bustling, and making more money probably. But because Ketu got awakened, it took me away from Rahu. It showed me where my true happiness is. So Mercury, amazing time. Amazing for work. Business is doing damn good, and I thought I'm on cloud 9 and life is only gonna grow from here and there's only more success promise after this, until all of a sudden life falls apart. And Ketu is very sudden. Everybody has that point, that awakening point. Something happens at the beginning of Ketu and you can relate to it, and that's why I want to share my story. So business is good, amazing. All of a sudden there's a call from the higher authorities. For me, through business, there were some rules that applied in the business that my accountants didn't know that applied. So the government called, my Ketu is in Leo Maga. So of course the highest of the highest authorities were going to come, and there was a lot of money owing. And at first I freaked out. I'm like, uh-oh, this could be bad. How bad can it be? Is it going to take everything away? So I remember my darkest moments, thinking that I'm going to lose everything. I am finished. Where am I going to start my life from again? How am I even going to survive this storm? I have never dealt with such high authority. So mind you, being in business, I became stronger by fighting legal battles, land disputes, land tribunals. I've been to many court cases. So I'm not afraid of the courts or legal systems. I have a lot of lawyers on that phone, a lot of accountants. So as a business individual, I went through the struggles in real life to become stronger. Each battle, I became more stronger. So court battles, legal lawsuits, these things didn't scare me anymore. But when I got this phone call, it shook my world. It basically uprooted me. And I didn't know what was going to happen now. And they came very strong. Government has so much power. So they say in Ketu, you have to surrender, right? So I didn't even know. Even until this point, I had not discovered that my Ketu had started or what Ketu is. And when the government came, they sat down, they told the rules that this and this rule applies. And because there's a rule with the government. Now, if there's money owing from the past, they put interest on your amount owing, and it's not yearly, it's per day. So for example, if you owe the government $1,000 from 1 year ago or 10 years ago, compounding daily, that $1,000 becomes 100,000. So 1,000 becomes 1 lakh rupees by 10 years because it's compounding so much. And because the business we were in, land, construction, land is not cheap. So there was a big numbers involved, right? And I thought, time to go bankrupt. At times I thought we have committed some big crime or something, or there's some punishment's going to be involved. Am I going to go to jail? So overthinking kicked in. This is all Ketu, anxiety. And lawyers got involved, accountants got involved. And by that time, I discovered what astrology is. Like one of the lawyers that I work with, he practices this on the side for himself. And he says, look, you're going through Ketu. So I started searching quickly what this is, what's happening. And then self-realization kicked in that it's time for me to pay back my karmic debt. So by the time we sat down with the government and have our meetings or start talking with them, I didn't fight them that, what are you doing? Why are you applying this rule? What's happening? I understood by that time, this is my karmic debt. They came with their proposal. I came with a checkbook. Like just saying that to settle. There was no fighting. That's how you surrender. They wanted something. I said, take it. Within 2 months, we settled the financial amounts. We sorted everything out. So by the time the storm started, and this was back in my Ketu Venus period, I believe, yeah. And I didn't drag it. If I drag this, Ketu was going to punish me because I was the chosen one in my lineage to clean up the family karma. And the business, just to give an example, was not a 10,000, 100,000 type of business. I'm not going to say the exact amount, privacy reasons, but it was a 7-figure business. Oh, sorry, not 7 zeros type of business. And the debt had 6 zeros behind it. And it was a generational that the family had chosen me to get into this line, set up this kind of business so we can clear off the financial pressure that was built up through the lineage. I didn't even know. Nobody knows this kind of stuff. People that are going through a divorce now, on the other side of this camera, for example, whether it be you're a male or a female, let's pick females, for example. If you're the first one in the family to get a divorce, you are that voice or that chain breaker where, for example, your great-grandmother or your grandmother could have been stuck in a toxic relationship where she didn't have a voice or she didn't have a choice to get up from a toxic, abusive, manipulative, narcissist type of relationship, and she could finally start her new life. She had to zip up and live a life in suffering with that one person her whole life. And that pattern continued because the divorce was shunned upon, or it was not a good practice. Now, when that karma is finished, we finally have a choice to become free. So karma gets burned off in many different forms. So like I just said, my karma was burned through numbers, finance. And for anyone who's watching, who's a business person or any individual, if Ketu is closing one door, if Ketu has closed your career, if Ketu got you fired from your job, smile. Something new is awaiting with the right time. Ketu just wants you to discover yourself in that bridge. So something closing, something new opening, There's a time in between. That's when you rest, you heal, you get to discover yourself. That's how amazing Ketu is. And for me to close such a big business, I should have been in depression today. Somebody behind the camera can easily say, what a fool. He lost a lot of money, for example. Or he didn't know what he was doing with his numbers. That's not the case. There's accountants, like professionals who deal financial. Everything was good. Life was going good. And then you realize this is a karmic debt. The Ketu is here to make you settle your karmic accounts. So the smile while your family lineage karmic debt is getting cleaned up. Smile through the storm. That's why I say Ketu is beautiful. If my one business is closing, I know something else is opening up. If that business didn't close and I am there hustling and bustling, buying properties and doing my business, I wouldn't be here in front of the camera today sharing my story with the world. And there's some other stuff that I want to open and I'm working on it slowly. So one door has to close for something else to open. Look at the magic. So if Ketu is trying to close that business for you, do it with a smile. Something more beautiful is awaiting, I promise. And so look at your life story, even if we haven't talked, and this is the first time watching the video, look at how Ketu is making you burn your karma. Is it through a divorce, money, relationships? What is it? So that's my story so far. Who I came, how I came, and how Ketu cleared the karmic debt with a lot of money, right? So what is Ketu? I've shared in many videos, Ketu is this profound magical time period. It's this highly spiritual energy that you don't have to do anything. If it's a manual car, just put the car in neutral. Ketu will do everything for you. That's when you truly realize you're not in control of your life. The more you try to hold on to your identity, your ego, or that marriage that you're meant to get separated from, you're going to suffer from health, anxiety. You're going to have so many issues come up because Ketu is trying to liberate you and you're holding on with your dear life. It's like, no. If I held on to my business or my title that I'm this businessman owning all these properties or construction stuff like this, I was starting to get panic attacks, anxiety attacks. And if I didn't surrender to the money owing, I would still be in courts today trying to battle, and my debt would increase, and if I didn't want to pay, if I didn't want to surrender, I would be struggling. So Ketu took away everything, closed that door completely, all the money, maya, illusion stuff, so I can sit in silence. Today I can happily say I have nothing. I don't have immediate family members that want to talk to me. I don't have all that money that I used to have. It got taken away. So Ketu took away all the routings, all the maya illusions, everything to give me this peace, ultimate peace that I have. In that silence, in that peace, I really got to discover what I enjoy, who I am, what I like to do, and discover my inner talents. So if it wasn't this magical time, I wouldn't be on the camera. So Ketu is the most amazing time of your life. Even if somebody says, I'm waiting for Venus, I'll say, switch your Venus with my Ketu. Like, give me more of Venus time than Ketu. I'll take 20 years of Ketu instead of Venus. This is how magical the time period is. But you just need to see what Ketu is trying to teach you. Don't panic. Ketu will not kill you. Whatever you're struggling with, when Ketu is trying to close that door for you, do it with a smile. Don't struggle. Ketu will not leave you on the streets. If, for example, you're going through a divorce and there's relatives that are saying, oh, you're doing something bad, cut those relatives off. They don't know what you're struggling with, what kind of toxic marriage you have to come out of. They don't understand your journey. That's about setting boundaries. It's about you becoming stronger now. And I have so many other videos on Ketu and the magic it does, so please do watch it. And when I realized it was a karmic debt and what Ketu is really here to do, that was my turning point. I surrendered. And I became much stronger, much calmer, and started discovering myself more and more internally. I had to let go of everything on the outside to find out who I am today, what my talents are, and what I'm here to do. And today, I'm almost done closing off that business, that chapter. There's some matters left. It was a big business, so it doesn't close overnight, but it's starting to close. And but I'm here helping you guys, helping you discover who you are. This is just the start of the journey. So while that closes, this is coming up now, and I connect with a lot of you daily. It's amazing. And it's my every day with each Zoom meeting, phone call. My main mission is, how can I put a smile on your face? What is it in the chart that's stopping you from becoming your true authentic self? And I'm excited. I'm excited for new chapters to unfold in my life. I have no regrets of that business coming down to a close. Remember, there's a saying, you rise like a phoenix from the ashes. So if something closed, completely burned down, there's something new waiting to open up. So it's been a beautiful journey, a lot of pain, a lot of emotional battle, a lot of moments like depression almost that I had to battle through and be like, nope, it's happening for the better. That smile. Because what I was in Mercury completely buried me in expectations. I was under so much stress. I've shared this many times. I was under so much stress that I forgot how to smile. And then I'm finally breaking out of it. And if family isn't talking, my karma with that person or that individual, whoever it is in the family member, it's finished. Yes, there's patches, life gets back to normal, but I know that I've seen the dark sides or the truths. I know how to set those healthy boundaries now. Now I finally put myself first before helping anybody out there. I've learned to respect myself. Self priority is more important than anybody else out there. As a closing remark, I want to say that Ketu helped me realize I'm here to heal, not hustle. I'm here to serve, not seek status. I'm excited for this chapter of my life to unfold. I know where Venus is going to take me. It's not for luxury, fame, money, and stuff. I'm completely detached from that now. Like I always say, I've lived that life, and I see that Maya, what toxic it creates. Less is more. I'm happy to live from the heart. I'm happy to help somebody from the heart. And that's why I'll say, if you're feeling low, down, Ketu really got to you, just reach out. Let's talk. Yes, I can read astrology and help you, guide you, but it's more so breaking that layer of conditioning. So I'll leave it there. I hope you guys connected. And like I always say, my journey, my karmic burning was through finance, through money. For some, it's through divorce. For some, it's other challenges in the family. Always smile, keep your head high. This is the best time for you to become the strongest that you've always wanted to. So thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being here. Thank you for creating this new family that we have. I can't thank every single one of you enough. And I'll be bringing more astrology videos out this week, more motivational. So stay connected. I hope everyone has a wonderful Friday night. Happy weekend. Happy healing. If there's something that you want to talk about, doesn't matter what language. I speak Hindi, Punjabi, English. Excuse me. I'm always happy to help. Don't feel shy to reach out. Zoom sessions are not recorded. There's privacy. So reach out. What's stopping you? What blockages do you have? What trauma you have to go through in life? Let's help you heal. Thank you and have a good night.